Hello, this is gonna be about my experience with bariatric surgery. I have not received bariatric surgery yet, just to let you know, but I want to start documenting myself on YouTube since I feel like I have a lot more to say than what TikTok really allows. So I'm moving over to this platform and hopefully things go pretty good. Um, Most definitely is a good place for documentation for me, and I can always go back to, and I think that will make me happy the most. Um, but I do want to say that back in, or this year, back in I think May or June, I think it was May. May, I had been I told my doctor that I can't lose weight. I'm at this, or I told her I was at a pretty heavy weight and I wanted to get breast augmentation done. And they had told me that was over the weight limit, and I had let my doctor know that, and she was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool, that's fine." And she was like, uh, "I'm giving you a referral to a weight loss surgery," and I think it took 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe, and I wind up getting a call, or I called the office. She gave me the number to the office, and I think I called the office, or somehow I got in connection with the office and Central California uh, Surgery Center, and they wind up setting up an appointment with me, and my first appointment was the webinar, and I weighed in, and they had me sit with a group of other people, and they had told me about the different um, surgeries. So there are 4 different types of weight loss surgeries. A lot of people probably heard about the band surgery. Probably it is one of the least recommended type of surgeries since it is a foreign object put in your body. And not only that, but I think they have said that it is the least, what's the word? It's the least helpful. Like it does, like, you don't really lose that much weight from it, and it's possibility that you can still gain weight and be at the same weight that you were in the first place than if you had gotten the other surgeries. The second surgery that they had also that they had put out or showed was the gastric sleeve. A lot of people are noticing it now. A lot of people getting the VSG surgeries on YouTube. I watch a lot of those videos, and a lot of that particular surgery is, unless it's you will they will remove a majority of your stomach, and you can't get that back. So that's it's a lot more, I guess, effective than the band surgery. I guess a lot of people can lose a lot of weight from this, but for me, I personally did not think. I thought at first that I wanted that, and that was a good idea, but for me personally, I looked at the gastric bypass afterward, because I was like, yeah, it's great that people are able to lose weight from that, but they may not lose as much weight as the person that would get a gastric bypass. And not only that, but it's a higher possibility that you're able to stretch it out and just have her to the point of being able to gain weight and eat more than had you were to get a gastric bypass. But I will say this, if you're not eating right, you can probably still go back to where you were, or worse, if you even if you have these surgeries. But at the same time, at the same time, I think that you it still kind of makes it harder, it still makes it a lot harder than, just if you had a regular normal stomach. They also have the last two, which are the jejunal switch. These ones are a lot more complicated surgeries where I think you don't even have your stomach there, and they just remove everything, and it's just like your intestines. It's like your new stomach. I'm not sure if I'm explaining that correctly, but those are the most, like, like most, I guess, uh, effective surgeries though. And from what I've seen, a lot of those people that had that have lost a significant amount of weight. I think even in a shorter time, not in a unhealthy way, but in a healthy way. But personally, I chose a gastric bypass, and because I'm going to the insurance Medi-Cal, specifically San Joaquin. So if you're in the Modesto area, and you want to learn about this or you want to know more about this, this is most definitely for you. I'm using Medi-Cal, and the Medi-Cal process for approval or possible approval is, a 6-month diet doc, and which I've been doing these for, I've already had reached my 6-month mark last month. And it's, you weigh in every day, tell them how much you've been eating every day, and then they, may talk to you if you have any questions about certain things. They'll answer questions. They might, keep putting things in your, not putting, they'll keep telling you the same kind of things. Like they'll keep trying to put it in your mind, like, hey, like, you need to make sure you're not overeating on this. You got to make sure that you're drinking no sugar, eating no sugar, or little amounts of sugar, like 10 grams for a meal or less, or 5 grams or less for a drink. And they'll just keep telling you things like that within every month. But I'm personally done with my diet docs. They also require you for your for the authorized. They also require you for the authorization for the surgery to get a chest X-ray done, and I got my chest X-ray done the other day, or actually 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. They also do suggest they want you to get blood work done, and I got blood work done. They also want you to get. I'm sorry, my family is very loud today. They all want to talk at once, but they want you to get blood work done. They want you to get a physical done by your primary care doctor, and then they also want to clear you to make sure that you do not smoke or drink or do any drugs that you should not be doing. And I think that's about it. And then also a psych evaluation. They need you to be cleared psychologically before you can get the surgery done. You also have to meet with the nutritionist, and then of course the webinar from the beginning, and then I guess you have a class that you're supposed to go to, which I just went to last week or 2 weeks ago. And in that class, they told you, and just letting you know again, like what you need to be eating pre-op, post-op, and making sure that you're not causing any complications, and then also just letting you know about the possible complications of the surgery. And then now I'm waiting on my next appointment, which is tomorrow, and that appointment is to get the next appointment is the nutritionist webinar. I think it's just another big class of it's going to be a big class, not a big class, but like maybe 15 people, 19 people class of people that they have come in on a Zoom call, and then they just explain everything to them. Although I'm still not clear on if it's going to be an in-person visit or if it's going to be a Zoom visit. Regardless, I'm going to be able to try to get to it anyways, since it is mandatory for my insurance. And then I did not pass my psych evaluation the first time because I do have schizophrenia, and it's always been an off and on type of issue for me, and they just caught me on a bad day. I was scheduled at a very bad time when where they had where they had found me at a place where I had gotten I was just messed up during that time mentally, and just hearing too many voices messing with me a little too much. And I told them what was going on, and they're just like, I cannot clear you because you are not stable. So, and as long as you are not stable, I cannot clear you. So we need you to go see another psychologist and see them for 3 months. So I did see a psychologist through my insurance for 3 months, and the psychiatrist, he gave me a new prescription. He gave me two prescriptions. He gave me a higher dose of Invega, and then he also gave me Seroquel as well. But I'm only supposed to choose one. Right now I'm taking Seroquel, and that has been stabilizing me as much as I can. I will say that I know that schizophrenia is going to be a regular thing in my life, and I do not expect to not hear anything completely, and I do not expect for everything to just be like normal and like nothing ever happens. I do not expect that. I've come to this realization that hearing things and having things happen in my mind is just going to be a part of my regular life and probably be with me till the day I die. But I mean, at least I can say that I'm a lot more stable than what I was before. I'm able to stabilize a lot more, and again, I think they just found me on a very bad day, so I think in that bad day I made things more than what it was, and I was just like, you know, getting really mad, so I couldn't really like, not even just mad, but like really like annoyed, so I couldn't like fully, I couldn't say what was really going on, which was, or I guess not what was really going on, but I couldn't, explain that, this is just a regular part of this issue and of the schizophrenia. But besides that, so tomorrow, that webinar with the nutrition webinar, I'm not sure if it's going one-on-one appointment, but it seems like it might be a class. So I'm looking forward to that. That's at 5:30 tomorrow. And then I have the psych evaluation on Thursday, which I'm really hoping goes through, and I'm hoping that they can send out the authorization on Friday, and hopefully I will be scheduled for surgery. Who knows? Maybe. I'm assuming that it's going to be the first week of January, if it is that soon. But if it's not that soon, then it's probably going to be somewhere in January. If it's an even more exciting thing, then it probably would be scheduled for the last week of December. But I guess we'll see, and I most definitely will update you then about that when that will happen. And hopefully you're staying and watching these videos. I know it's lengthy and it's hard to watch something that's not, cut and crisp and edited and, like other people's. Not only that, but I imagine it's very hard to watch when there's people talking really loud in the background. But other than that, yeah, I can't wait. Since we're on a whole recording anyways, then we might as well. I have a possible housing opportunity coming up, which will help me get into my own housing. I had kind of struggled with homelessness for 2 years so far. I think 2 to 3 years so far, and I've been off and on being able to have housing and not be able to have housing. It's most definitely due to my schizophrenia. My schizophrenia has put me out of home, at my family's home, a couple of times, and I was able to find some great housing opportunities around the area. And I mean, first I did have to go to like shelters, emergency shelters, and then I went to like, the big shelter, and then eventually I got to this really beautiful shelter where it's called it's the YNC in Modesto, and that really helped me out, getting being at a good place. And not only that, but if you're in a special program that they have there, you do have a thing where you do not have to share a room, which is great for me because I've shared a room in the past and always had, neighbors complain about things. And not only that, but I do have schizophrenia, so some things are a little bit strange for other people, and I think it's better that I have my own room. That way, if something's happening to me, they won't, be freaked out, because some things are just normal. Like sometimes a lot of the voices like to speak through me, so I sometimes you will hear like some dialogue that you might think is me, or maybe you don't even think it's me, but it's going to be a little strange, it's going to be weird. And in that dialogue, it may be say some, you might hear some weird things being said, but it just may not, it's not me, it's not me. It's hard to explain, but it's not me. But yeah, I have a housing opportunity on the 7th, and I'm hoping that they go through with me. Honestly, I wish it was like the other housing opportunity I was supposed to sign up for, which was like 2 years ago, and that was the Kansas house. And that place was supposed to be like, it doesn't matter if you have an income or not, as long as you are on the list, you come in and you have your home for the rest of your life until you choose to move. Or if you do something that makes them feel like you need to be evicted, then of course you'll be evicted. But I'm hoping that this housing goes through. They hopefully get me in, I get my own home, and then once I start making my YouTube videos for sure, and TikToks, there will be no background noise because I can't have anybody else there on the lease. It's strictly for me. So if anything, if there's any noise, it's probably going to be my neighbors next door, like being weird or whatever, or just being loud just to be loud. But I think the great thing is that I will have my own home, and that's perfect. And I'll have possibly a stable home, which is the most necessary thing. A stable home that's longer than like a 2-year stay, or longer than like, a couple months stay. So that's one really good thing about it. It's a permanent housing. So I will make a separate video about it, going into more depth about things. But if you are following for the bariatric surgery, please stick around. I most definitely would like to see you keep watching, keep liking videos, follow along, comment. I'd like to know what you think. If you are looking into bariatric surgery, most definitely go for it. Do not hold back. I think it's more worth it. It's worth it in the end. I know a lot of people are afraid of the idea of things changing inside, and a lot of people, especially family members, are probably saying things like you can't eat things permanently. And I know at first it sounds terrible because it's like, damn, I can't eat hot Cheetos and things like that. And then I think about it, I'm like, do I really need to eat hot Cheetos? And is it really important? Is it really like worth it to give up the idea of being healthy, being happier, being smaller? Is it worth giving up all of that just to be able to eat like a burger or chips or things like that? Like, you gotta really think about your priorities, really, honestly, in that situation. If you do value eating food more than you value being healthy, then I mean, it's up to you. And when I mean eating food, it's eating junk food. If you value eating junk food over being healthy and happy, that's up to you. But at the end of the day, choose what you want to choose, whatever makes you happy. But I will suggest that going for it is most definitely worth it. But I will have to find out most definitely after surgery as well. But yeah, keep along with the videos. Tomorrow I will post a video about what I've learned from the webinar, and we will both learn. So I will see you guys in another video. Also, if you are interested in my housing situation, or housing and you're in Modesto or whatever, I guess I can also help you out with that. by sharing more information. But yeah, see you guys in the next video.